Let's go through this bad boy.
I want you to go.
Oh boy. Okay.
Like I said,
No pressure. No pressure.
there's no rhyme or reason.
Okay. There's really not much rhyme or reason for mine either, but
Yeah, so just dig away. There's some new stuff.
there is some new
I've
stuff.
been recently gifted.
We're gonna leave that out for now. Okay, here. You got a couple of tourniquets. You've got some camo self-binding tape. So this is basically tape that's not adhesive, but it stretches out and then grabs itself, which is actually kind of cool. A couple of chem lights, good to have. Red chem lights are your good ones.
And that's because it doesn't affect your night vision.
It doesn't affect your night vision as much, and it also doesn't project as much light. So if you're trying to keep your signature low,
Throw that anywhere. Don't drive yourself nuts.
well, yeah, I'm not going to try to put them all back in. If you're trying to keep your signature low, red is the way to fly.
Oh, I like that little rhyme you did.
What's that?
Signature low, red is the way to flow.
Yes,
And I'm
absolutely.
going to explain this flashlight, and I'm curious to see your thoughts on it. The reason I chose this flashlight is it's small, it throws a nice amount of light, and it has a USB charged battery inside. And the reason I use that is because I have a solar charged battery pack where I can
Which are great to
recharge
have.
this.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think this is a better, more effective use of space and weight than carrying this and batteries.
Right. And the cool thing about this one too is if you look at this tip, this is actually a good little skull crack. If you turn this around the other way, you could probably use that to even break glass if you need to.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So you've got tourniquets in here, 2 tourniquets, a couple of chem lights, ace bandage, a couple of Israeli bandages. So we're going to talk about the Israeli bandages real quick. Israeli bandages are a great overall first aid item to have. They work as slings. You can work them as pressure bandages, tourniquets. You can use them as tourniquets if you really need to. The key when you search for Israeli bandages, you have to search for the one that has the bridge. It's called a bridge, and it's a plastic clip that actually helps you clip it back onto itself, and it also helps you make it into a pressure bandage. So when you search for Israeli bandages,
Good information.
Israeli bandage with plastic bridge is what you want to look for. Actually, if you grab that box over there, the first aid box that I showed you earlier.
This one or the big one?
The big one. That one. I have. This is an Israeli bandage. And it can be rolled out. So there's your compression point right there, and that's got the bridge on it. And then it's also got the other fastening clip over here. So these two things, the bridge and the fastening clip, are what you want to see with your Israeli bandages.
And these are also things that you want to learn how to use before you're in
100%.
the bleeding in the middle of the woods someplace.
100%. Sorry, don't mind me. Actually, we can just worry about that later. So,
Can you just show the one other thing you have in there? The staple gun.
So the staple gun.
I really like that idea.
So the staple gun is a good idea, right? So, but here's your thing with a staple gun. If you are just out in the woods trying to survive, the staple gun is not necessarily going to be that prime of a thing. This is for closing up big holes quickly.
Yes, you're losing blood at a rapid pace.
Yes. So the staple gun, if you're closing up holes that big, you're also going to need something else called quick clot. Now, aside from quick clot, here's an important thing to remember.
Which is in my Amazon shopping cart.
Right. So drop the quick clot and get what's called C-lock. Let me find mine. Talk about yourself.
So I'm just looking at because the way I've been doing this prepper thing is I keep a lot of stuff in my save for later cart, and I order for Amazon a lot personally and for work. So I'll make an Amazon order and I'll say, all right, well I'm gonna throw $30 of shit into my cart from
C-locks is what it's called. So quick clot is something that they use, and it's like this powder that you see. People actually think, like in the war movies, you see them pouring this white powder on wounds. They think that's to stop bleeding. It's actually not. The stuff that they're pouring on is for antiseptic.
It's usually sulfa powder back in the day.
Sulfa. Yeah, not sulfur, sulfa.
Sulfa, yes.
Yeah. He's not just being guinea. That's actually how it's said. So quick clot is one of those things that you pour on.
So I should ditch that
Yes,
and get something different.
right. So, and I'll explain why in a second. Quick clot is the one thing that it was like the premier thing that came out, and they would put that, you can literally just pour it on an open wound. And there's videos out there of them taking quick clot, cutting the femoral artery on a pig while it's alive, pouring quick clot on it, and it stops the fucking bleed. Impressive as fuck. That being said, if you are on blood thinners, quick clot will not work. So there's a stuff called Celox. And Celox stops bleeding on everything. It doesn't matter if you're on blood thinners or anything like that. So Celox is the way to fly. You can get Celox.
So I wish I'd been ahead of this curve a little bit, and I'm going to be now because my dad is on blood thinners, and also of the time and age where everybody spent their time on a beach and slathered fucking olive oil on themselves.
Yeah,
So he's constantly getting shit cut off of him.
of course.
You know, thank God it's only been like minor cancer, one slice. It's all good.
Mhm.
But he popped a stitch, and I had to take him and get restitched because we couldn't control the bleeding. And if I had that C-lock, it probably would have.
Yep, you could have put that right on him and it would have stopped it. Yeah, absolutely. So you got a nice little solar panel here.
Yeah, has a little flashlight,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have a lot of wattage. So I've definitely been doing more research on the actual fold-out solar panels.
Yeah, so it's got 42,000 milliamp hours, roughly. Its solar charges at 300 milliamp hours, 5.5 volts. So it charges at 300 milliamp. Okay.
No, Dave, you're right on time.
So good to have. So the thing that you want to remember with these things, right, is these actually have a power port to charge. You want to keep these things charged.
Yes, I typically do, and
you want take them out once a month and charge them, right?
yeah,
Or if you have a place where your go bag sits and there's sunlight, take it out of your go bag and just leave it outside.
let it go.
Leave
outside.
leave it just there all the time, because it's gonna run down a lot faster than it's gonna recharge.
Oh yeah.
So important to know. Okay, what else do we got here? Life Straw personal water filter. I do not have a single one of those. I will tell you.
You're more of a water purification.
I'm more of a boil the fucking water, and pour it through a shirt.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I definitely have to get something and that can carry water
Yes.
and boil water inside of it.
Mhm. 30 feet of 550 paracord. It's a great start. Get yourself a 200-foot roll.
Okay.
Um,
And I have more in
I
that little.
think I have a 500-foot roll in my pack.
I have some more in the little USCCA fun bag.
Ferro rods, flint and steel. These are fucking great to have. So I'm going to tell you this. Don't put them all in the same spot. Like if you notice I have shit hanging off of my bag, I have like extra bags, and then I have my main bag. I have ferro rods in my main bag, and I have them in hanging off bags too. So if all I can grab is my first aid bag, it's got a ferro rod in it too.
Because that's something that you should have with you all the time. And I meant to stop and buy a few lighters today, and that's something that I'm going.
So that's something you definitely want to do, is you want to have multiple ways to start fires.
Yeah. And
Ferro
lighters.
rod, your flint and steel, they're fucking great. Get a magnifying glass if you can get a magnifying glass. Lighters, don't be shy about just getting. You can go on Amazon and you can get like, when you walk into the gas station and fucking take you come again, there's that
rack.
fucking 90 pack of lighters.
Yeah.
You can get those on Amazon for about $15.
Yeah.
Get
and
one.
that's,
And leave them laying around.
Yeah, you don't have to do the Bear Grylls fire starting procedure.
Yeah.
When you could just flick a bic.
Mhm.
and make
This is pretty cool. This is a little wind up flashlight, and it's on right now, right? So you can charge it, and then it'll actually. That's pretty cool. So those are pretty neat, and that's solar as well.
Yes.
So that's a pretty neat little gadget. So but again, this is gadgets. The upside about these are they're pretty cool and they're neat to have when they work. The downside of these is the cranks almost always break on almost every single fucking type that you get, because you'll start cranking
gonna be
faster
cranking
and faster
like
and faster, and the faster you crank it, the harder it resists. So you'll snap it. So it is very easy. You have to be very careful with something. If you have something with a crank, make sure it's one of those ones that you spent fucking money on.
Yeah, so for me in my head, that's a secondary or even tertiary source of
100%.
light.
100%.
I also found out that when you crank really hard on something like that, sometimes fluid comes out.
Yeah.
Mm. I thought I broke it the first time.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's one I haven't seen. Nice little Bowie knife, nice and sharp, good edge.
That is actually was carried and used in Vietnam.
That is pretty badass. And you've got a couple of these too. So here's the other cool thing about that. It's got a little clip on it. You can hang that shit right off your bag. Again, don't put them all in the same pocket.
Yeah, you never want to keep. You never want to keep redundant tools
In the same spot.
in the same spot
Yeah.
because that defeats the entire purpose. Because if you lose that fucking thing,
Mhm.
then all those tools go away.
Mylar blanket, they're good to have. Multi-tool, also very good to have. I would suggest getting one that has a holster so that you can actually put that on you. So if you have to drop your pack and haul ass, this stays with you.
So I do have an EDC one with a holster, and that's like a secondary one.
Good. Good.
Just like I have like I have my EDC knife.
Mhm.
Um,
The Mexican, oh, you're a Tanto blade guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's my favorite.
and this was not. I find this to be a quality knife that wasn't very expensive.
They're out there. They're out there. You can get decent Ozark Trail knives, believe it or not. Like Ozark Trail is one of the ones that you see at Walmart all the time.
Yeah,
But
I knew that. I knew
I've
the
got
name
an
was funny.
Ozark Trail fucking hunting knife that I can't tell you how many fucking things that thing has gutted, and it requires minimal sharpening.
things.
Things.
And then
Pedophiles. Wait,
then-
what?
this you're probably familiar with. That's one of the gifts from U.S. Concealed Carry Association.
USCCA. Yeah, yeah.
I was a late bloomer to USCCA
Mhm.
until I realized $3 million of insurance per incident
Is fucking gold.
is
Worth its
fucking
weight in
gold.
gold. Yeah.
And
So this is their trauma pack.
yes,
Okay. Yeah. Got a little compass in it. Yeah.
I think that's a signal mirror.
Mhm.
Um,
Which is also good for fire starting. Couple tactical pens. Nice. Nice, nice. So you're off to a good start.